Hi, I'm John, and this is Sharon, and this is Second Wind. Watch us restore her back to her former glory, or even better, and then set sail and have adventures around the UK and then later around the world. So one of the questions was, how did I feel when I got the phone call? I think the first feeling was probably disbelief, and it's probably not as bad as they think. Probably the fire alarm's just gone off because of something else other than batteries going flat, something that I couldn't comprehend what was going on. It was only when I got sent the video that Sharon sent me that I knew the state that the boat was in. That's when it really hit me. I think I was like a rabbit caught in headlights for a little while. But then I had to sit down and think about what I was doing. But I was trying to work at the same time, so I was trying to concentrate on work and all that, and it was too much. So what started the fire was two walkie-talkies in a holder. The holder was shaped like a cup. Condensation from the window, we believe, or even the window started leaking, dripped into it, shorting out the lithium batteries. The batteries caught fire, which then went up. There's no 12-volt systems on the boat, and there's no 240-volt systems on that side of the boat. So there was no way anything on the boat itself could catch fire. It was a independent third-party lithium battery that went up, two actually, that went up. So what raised the alarm? My smoke alarm did, to be fair. The smoke from the burning plastic and that set off my smoke alarm. And there were some people on the liveaboard about 4 boats up that heard the alarm going off, looked out the window, and they said they saw smoke coming out of my boat. They then contacted the marina, and the marina jumped into action and phoned the fire brigade, etc. So it was the smoke alarm and I was really lucky that there was people on liveaboards just up, because we're in the middle of COVID and we were in the middle of COVID and lockdown. So I hadn't been on the boat for months, and most of the boats down there had been laying empty for months. So yeah, so I was very lucky that somebody heard the smoke alarm, and otherwise it would have been much worse. So yeah, so I'm very grateful to the people that raised the alarm on my boat. So as you can see from the video that Sharon took straight after the fire, the fire brigade invited her on to take some photos and some video to show how they've left the boat, and make sure we're happy with it. Obviously we're not, but it's not their fault the boat caught fire. So yeah, the nav station's completely ruined, the bathroom's badly charred, the flooring's all soaking wet, the carpet's ruined, stained, all the cushions are stained, all the ceilings are stained, all burnt. And generally the ash you can see there on the sink and surrounding area. The window's completely melted. The frame actually cleans up really well, and we're reusing the frames because we can't get them anymore. So we're lucky enough that we can reuse the frames and just change the perspex. So yeah, so all the electronics are completely burnt. This is after I've cleaned it all up, cut all away the bad wiring and stuff. You can see the only panel that got burnt was the one directly above. Everything else didn't burn. The vinyl roof was fire resistant, and I made sure that when I replaced it, so that was a good thing. The sink around and that in the galleys cleaned up really well. Everything in the head cleans up quite well. It will need redoing. It's quite stained, same as the galley, but we gives us a base to work from. We can see the boat underneath it all. All this is wrecked. We've got to throw all this away. Flooring underneath the carpet was actually good. Having the carpet down was a godsend. It saved the floor. All the cushions are gone, everything, any soft furnishings are gone, curtains, the blinds are gone, all the stuff, all the cabinetry's been pulled out here. I pulled all that out. I have to rebuild the unit for the electronics. The other unit alongside I can fix. And here we are at Dusty Marine. Let's go inside and see how we're getting on with Second Wind. So here we are on board Second Wind. I just thought I'd pop in and answer a few questions. The fire came from 2 walkie-talkies with lithium batteries that were sat in their holder, actually here on the navigation table, completely independent to the boat, weren't even plugged in, anything like that. They were just sat there. They were going to be used for Sharon and I for communication when one was at the anchor and one was on the helm and things like that. And just a handy thing to have. And what we think happened is condensation has dropped down from the window here onto the holder, which is shaped like a cup, and that slowly filled up with water. This might even have started leaking, we don't really know. COVID hadn't been down the boat for weeks, so it could have been happening over a long period. I'm sure if I used to come down the boat every few days, only lived up the road, so I'm sure without COVID this probably wouldn't have happened. I would have noticed it. I would have probably moved the units actually, because they shouldn't have been there. They were just pushed to one side when the boat was being cleaned before lockdown. And so yeah, so it happened. But anyway, the little cup basically filled up with water, shorted out the batteries, they caught fire, which then took this side of the boat. What the guys have been doing is absolutely brilliant work. I'm just looking at it now and I'm so chuffed with where they've got to so far. Yeah, it's coming along. I'm building the units, as you've seen in the videos, or will see in videos coming up, refurbishing and stuff. So yeah, so this is Second Wind. We're at Dusty Marine at Hamble. We're in one of their units, and yeah, and this is what they're doing. So they've completely redone the bulkhead here with loads of fiberglass. They've done the whole, they've thickened and strengthened all this all the way up right across the ceiling, and she's looking really good. I'm really pleased with the way it's coming. How long it's going to be, I don't know. I'd like to have the boat back in the water as soon as possible, but I don't want the job rushed either. And she will be amazing when she's done. You know, I'm not sparing any pennies on this one. Insurance have paid out, but not enough. I will be. I've got a little classic car I'm selling, and that will help cover some of the costs. And yeah, but we're gonna make her better than you. The plan is still to go across the Atlantic when I retire, and to do a lot of local sailing before then, even maybe around the UK. So yeah, so yeah, so that was the main question. How did I feel? My insurance company have been fantastic. I can't pronounce them. The link is here to them. They gave me, as soon as I had the fire, I phoned them up. They gave me a representative to contact directly, and she was amazing. Very great empathy, very helpful with all the information to get the ball rolling, all the forms and everything. And any bill I got, I just sent directly to her and she paid them. So the haul out fees and all that lot. She got a surveyor the day after the fire, so he was on board basically within 24 hours of the fire. He went round, he phoned me on the rig and it was like, was there any electrics on over here and all the rest of which they're in. There's down here, there's behind that polythene, there's isolation switches which were turned off. There's no 240 over here, so there was, you know, so like he said the boat didn't have an electrical fault. It was an independent thing that caused the fire. He said the boat was very much worth saving. He could see the potential Yeah, so that was very good. The problem came then when I was trying to get quotes for the work, because the boat, I couldn't get on it. I couldn't take my personal stuff off. The cushions and everything was still here. Everything was soaking wet, and just even the carpets were down and they were soggy. I still had 10 days to go on the boat, on the rig, before I could get down here. The insurance company paid for a cleaning company to come on board and clean it, but to be fair, they could only do half a job because all my stuff was on board, but they did the best they could. I couldn't get a company to even quote. They all said the boat's too old, it's unsalvageable, and I was really struggling and quite dismayed. I just want someone to say, what they could do and how much it would cost. In the end, the insurance company stepped up again, and they got a local company that's done work for them in the past to do a quote, and they did the quote off photos. I'm not giving names out of these companies because I'm not one for bad mouthing anyone. They never even went and looked at the boat, which was very disappointing. And they basically priced it out of the market. They said that the work would cost more than the boat's worth, which is probably true, to be fair, if they were doing everything. But as it is, I can do some of the work. I'm leaving structural and electrical to the professionals, but the sanding, varnishing, even carpentry, I can do that. That's fine. That's not a problem to me at all. So I can save money there. Upholstery, we're getting done properly. I could have done it, but it wouldn't have looked brilliant. So we're getting a company in to do that as well. All the subcontractors we're using have been recommended by Destiny Marine. And talking about Destiny Marine, we were desperate to get someone on board to have a look. Sharon, I was quite dismayed, and Sharon then came up with about 4 other companies that she'd found. One was Destiny Marine, so I phoned him and had a chat, and he specialises in burnt boats. He actually bought a burnt powerboat himself and was restoring it himself, the owner of the company. So they knew what they were doing, and he didn't seem phased at all. And he came and looked at the boat, and I happened to be on it. I was out and down here cleaning up, so I happened to meet Neil, Desty, myself, and had a good chat. Very enthusiastic, very knowledgeable, and he was quite happy to do the work and price it individually. So fiberglass work X amount, upholstery X amount, and so on and so forth. Electrics X amount, so that I could pick and choose which blocks I wanted, which quote I wanted. And he's also happy for me to come on board, do my own job, do the work myself where necessary, and stuff like that. So, which was perfect, and I can't fault them. They've been absolutely fantastic. You see how the boat's all massed up and that. So there's no fiberglass going everywhere. There's no, they're really being conscious. They don't care how old the boat is. They know it's your pride and joy, and they're looking after it. So I can't recommend them enough. They've been absolutely brilliant, and I'll leave a link. If you're on the south coast and you want work done to your boat, I really recommend Destiny Marine. They've been really good, and they take you seriously. I found it difficult to find a company that would just take me seriously, because of the age of the boat, which was very disheartening, to be fair. Don't get me wrong, Destiny's got super yachts outside that they're working on. They will tackle anything, and they will give it their 100%. So yeah, really pleased so far with the work. Long may it continue, and the partnership, because that's what this is. It's a partnership between them and me, and yeah, very knowledgeable, and happy to give advice, and tell me products to use for different things and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm really, really pleased with the whole thing. Anyway, that's enough of that. You've seen in photos the damage to the boat. Now you can see what they're doing. So yeah, really pleased with the way this is turning out.